Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum.
And wait, do I even have teleport in the air, or do I need meter for that? I think I need meter for that. All this kind of stuff.
All right. True Hill Heat.
She lays there in her slump.
Some kids problem issues came off. I don't get the people understand.
They had part of the leg revealed until then. So
She's got fucking superhero legs.
Bruh.
They fucking what? Seen the comic book with the grown women they go overboard. She's really got the fucking stuff.
I was gonna say Mrs. Incredible, but yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
See? Trey tells me that. I don't get the beat thing. I'm not anti-beat. I just don't get it. I'm taking it back. Like, I can't tell you a good feeling.
Hey, that was good.
It's a good feeling.
Did you just have a crash?
See your pair of feet get that bit will pop in a while. Alright. Anything else?
Come so far.
What do you think she faces next?
Okay, Andy Sakura or fucking I don't trust tonight, but or who's the Frost or
Knowing that they treat Willow like this.
oh shit.
I'm hoping it's Kira Hope.
Yeah, or Red Velvet. Or some other darky they hate. Or somebody.
I guess that you
I'm
want
sorry, they don't work.
not just another movie, my favorite movie. It's something I make all.
So, this movie is like a rite of passage you put people through.
Basically, so
The man on the
God
screen
hates
said,
darkness.
why is she wearing that?
Watching season one.
tearing me apart.
Season one
It is a
might be
bit
like one of my favorite
It's called
seasons of any.
Camp Hunter. It's
Season
supposed to
one.
be a little bad,
Season
but in
one,
a good
season
way.
one and two
Besides, it's
might be
called-
my favorite
I will
seasons
try.
of anything.
You're
I've
really
ever
starting to.
Like, I love
You
it so.
might just make.
It has all time episodes, like the Garden Party, the R. Kelly trial, all time, the Return of the King, all time.
I think the funeral from Mo Guns. Mo Guns. He's Robert's friend who wants him to do a eulogy. He's dead.
And they have to go back to Chicago.
Yes.
And who he fights his child. Is that season one or season two?
That's what
They did. That's one. Okay. Titus, great episode.
That's an amazing freaking episode.
What's his name? What's his name? The third. The one that Charlie Murphy and Samuel L. Jackson. They're one of my favorite cartoon heroes of all time.
Ed Wensler and
Ed Walter, Ed Wilson the third, and Jim Rummy. Yes, I clearly just found out this week that this motherfucker's name were named. It was a joke that they were the younger version of George W. Bush. And I never got that until recently. I was like, wow, that makes it even funnier.
I don't do those. Like, this shit is great. That whole fucking gas station robbery being like the IRA.
Health Inspector. I said last night, Health Inspector, yes. Stealing Oprah. That's an all-timer. So,
Yeah. No, watch
get rich or we should watch that for you, Ken. I'll stop watching season one right now. I'll go back. We need to watch that for your channel. I think we have so much fun. Even when we get to season 4, when it becomes trash, because we'll have fun shit.
Is it trash or you guys just compare it to other seasons?
Well, Aaron McGruder is not a part of it.
Yeah.
So it becomes like this soulless. There's one great episode, and I believe it's Catcher Free. So it's like a granddad. No. Patrick Freeman is from season 1.
No, it's 7. I've seen it. So it's
Season two, because I feel like that was the inspiration for Django Unchained. Patrick Freeman. But yeah, it's a robber like flashback episode. We got in the chat here, a couple of comments. Yeah, we got people calling for Red Velvet. And we also got Trey Jones saying Blue Dogs is so good. We also got Brooklyn Bleak saying Steak Meter's Exorcism. Yes, like literally season 4 has the only
see if I
bad
can find you a
Steak
treat
Meter
later.
episode as well. Like all the Steak Meter episodes are all-time golden episodes. Like the Granddad's fight, his resurrection when he becomes into Tom's body, what his family
Hey,
goes out.
Can I ask a favor?
Yeah, all of them. Great episodes.
Exorcism. People are rough. Like, sometimes I find it hysterical, sometimes it's just kind of gross.
Hunter stalks its prey.
But Stick Meter and Ruckus were bonding over their hatred of black people was hilarious.
What's new, Hunter?
It's some of the best episodes.
So the world around the
Ruckus,
globe.
it's like, it might be the best episode ever. His
Hydra
reality
rears
show,
its ugly head.
might
Come
be
on,
the best
anyway.
episodes ever.
It's grandmother dying.
These are the
Robert
current
Towns.
priorities.
It's like my favorite episode ever. It's just so.
All the origin story, the Uncle Ruckus.
I can handle that.
That's an all-time.
This should keep
All-time.
some.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, Patrick Freeman is season 2. But yeah, so many. I watched a Pimp Named Sinbad for the first time.
Damn, that's all good shit.
What are we doing here, Magic?
Alright, let's talk
You're
about the
unwinding.
first of the two
Really?
great promo segments we
not
talked
say
about
you.
earlier. AEW World Champion MJF comes down
From
to the
one
ring
party,
with a
You
cane,
are welcome.
and Excalibur brings up the
Okay.
partially
I
torn
said shut up
labrum
about it.
that was reported this week. MJF brings up the AEW World Championship match against Samoa Joe at World's End on December 30th. And as a person, he doesn't like Joe. But as a pro wrestler, he respects him for believing in AEW and not just wanting to line his pockets. Shut it, CM Punk. MJF brought up getting a poster in the mail growing up from TNA, and one person stood out from that company. And it was the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. MJF mentions that Joe was a top star, but he was not awarded the opportunity to become a world champion in WWE. But he proved you don't have to be a bodybuilder to be a champion. Joe helped pave the way for guys like MJF, and without guys like Joe, there might not be an AEW. And MJF thanks Joe, even though that hurts him to do so. MJF starts putting himself over though. He says for starting a new alternative and helping to build AEW brick by brick since day one. MJF ran down a list of his victories, including Jon Moxley, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. We tried to go through those names very quick, but we heard Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho, Adam Cole, Jay White. But the one he was lucky to survive was against Joe. December 30th isn't about Joe's legacy, it's about his own. Ken Max Freeman survived the final boss of professional wrestling one final time. MJF promises everyone he doesn't care what happens to his body. He will show the world that it's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the dog. What? He's shaped up that he just...
I'm ready when you are.
His hip is hanging on. If his leg is hurt. If his shoulder's hanging on by a limit. If Joe wants to take what's MJF, he's going to have to put him down. And he doesn't think he can do that. And he broke the cane over his leg. At this point, the lights went out and the spotlight started flickering around when the devil in the Devil's Game came out and surrounded MJF until none other than Samoa Joe would come out and make the save from the four masked men that held MJF and held the neck to him. The screen then goes black for a pretty long time before words start showing up on
Let's
the
see if
screen,
they're as
and
good
it
as they
says,
say.
"In the shadows, our game begins." Next week, MJF Samoa Joe. Will you face the unknown in a tag match?
No idea magic, Ray.
Joe but because he wanted that he wants MJF to be healthy for World's End, but MJF says he's sick of the Scooby-Doo bullshit, and he'll take out every single one of them.
New
He
and
will reveal
improved.
who the devil is, so he accepts their tag team matchup for next week, which did not please Samoa Joe
See you
one
around.
too much. So,
Keep the reflexes.
really
sharp.
enjoyed this segment.
Robbie,
I thought that this
I don't actually
was
care, but he
the
needs
babyface MJF outside of the cliche line, like you got annoyed about. Outside of the cliche line,
If Charlie
this is
wants
the
to
lane
play
that I
fetch
want
with-
MJF to
Oh,
stay in.
You're right.
Because what
I'm-
MJF was great at, even as a heel that tore down a lot of his opponents, he also knew how to build them up before he tore them down. He did that very, very great. For example, against
Who did you
Adam
want me
Cole
to
again
meet?
this year when their
Hunter.
feud first started. He did that against CM Punk when their feud started. And Bryan Danielson, same thing. As a babyface, it's great to build that person up, but talk about yourself and why you're going to overcome that person. And I felt like this is the lane that I want him to stay in. This feels like his own genuine character, not Jewish Rock, not Yo King John Cena, not Stone Cold Max Friedman. This felt like Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. And he did a great job building up Joe, talking about his legacy, talking about his career, talking about his accomplishments in AEW. And really, they have talked up this matchup. That is a rematch, but they have really done a great job of making it feel like a bona fide pay-per-view world championship matchup. And then the devil stuff was very interesting this week because that devil gang did not do anything to MJF. They literally just put him down on his knees and held him back to him. And I feel like if you're MJF, who's always been the smartest man in the room, you knew that Joe would come out for you getting jumped by the devil because
Agatha
he
is lucky
literally
to
just said
have
it
you.
last week. He literally just said it last week. So, and you know Joe doesn't want you to wrestle. So you accepting the challenge and Samoa Joe's probably, because Max is really injured, gonna have to do most of the work as well. This seems to add credence to your original idea of MJF has been the devil all along.
The goddess of order approves.
If it turned into the case, I can't take credit for that joke to be aware. But I was back and forth again. But after fucking, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fighting dog. Okay, never mind. Back to you, please. Holy shit. Go over it again. Please. So, it's, as you said, it's good at JF. It's really good and smart, which is fighting the toughest person ever. I don't know how I'm going to beat this motherfucker. And somehow, of course, you beat him. Which makes sense. Better. It's common sense. Exactly.
That
It was
is
good. It was good.
something.
Punk mentions being smart is history. So,
Yeah.
So some people are like, hey, he did.
Curious.
Just because you have to, it happened to me.
That doesn't mean I don't get the benefit of beating you
I was
anymore.
always drawn to this place as a child, but somehow I had almost forgotten about it.
This was a
This
nice
rubble looks
step.
loose.
I assume we're not going to find out anything next week. Though I am curious how long that match
The
goes.
goddess disagrees.
You tell a lot by how somebody if they're not using their own moves. Sorry. Just a lot. I'm leaning towards Sammy. The people like that tweet about Max ruining the field. I shouldn't say
Was I ever really this
it's
innocent?
just three petulant children. Sammy,
Maybe before I
Junkie
started
Boy, and
maturing.
Britt Baker. Three, and then Wardlow as the big guy. I didn't do it right. I
This
didn't
is
realize I got
which
that
side?
fucking thing. That's definitely a large man.
Did his hair not look like he just took off the bat?
His hair is very weird. That is a Yeah, I've got Snowsbury, Wardlow, and then.
Perhaps a witch from the Salem Coven made this.
Nah, it's really not. Brooklyn Blade saying, oh, a pit names in black. We also got Trey Jones who said when Ruckus found out 100% black with a 2% marginal error was allowed.
No, it's 102% black. With a 2% margin of error.
Oster smiles upon me.
It's over. And then he went to a sneaker show. He's like, yeah, put this on your feet. He was like, going to space. He was like, oh,
The standing stones. There is powerful magic at work here.
God damn it, shit.
Oh, Ruckus is like all time. Perfect might be my all-time favorite.
I can't stand them. It's just like, this is all the time. And then sometimes it's the worst thing I ever heard.
My
You
old
talk about that
Ford.
system. Where it goes,
I
you need
never
black
got the
people, right?
chance to truly know my
I
mother.
wouldn't exactly call them people.
Only the monster she became.
What? He just has these great
Must not be
one-liners.
her purview.
One of the first conversations we ever had with Granda, they're playing chess, and they're talking about Kobe Bryant. He's like, oh, Kobe Bryant, he had that white beat, he had that white beat. When you see a white woman and it gets come over you, you don't know what to do.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
I love so much. Joseph with it saying now Max doesn't care about money.
But to be fair, he's a rich kid, so you might even think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. That is true. So that's saying the MJF promo was very good. We got
Intriguing.
Joseph with it saying he always has some corny ass Uncle lines. We got Annika who says, sweet Lord, please don't let the devil man be MJF. That would be stupid. It wouldn't be. It would actually make a lot of sense because look at the people he's attacking. Jay White, after he stepped up and challenged MJF. The Acclaim, who MJF was making very clear before he teamed up with him, he did not want them around, and he doesn't want other friends. So that's why he had to attack. Like, everybody they've attacked and everything they've done, it would make sense that it's MJF. When I looked at this segment and I thought about all the people they attacked and what they've done, I was like, yeah, it makes sense that it's
But
MJF.
she was among the most loyal of the Midnight Suns.
We also got here chilling with Chase saying, what would be the most aces in it, for the devil? It would be MJF. Because Bully Ray was in that storyline the entire time.
Sure.
And he seemed like he was the top babyface against Aces and Eight, and then it turned out he was a part of the group the entire time.
I heard that was pretty good. I've seen a couple seconds. That was good.
All you need to watch is, I think it's on YouTube, Bully Ray explains Aces and Eights term. It literally goes through the whole storyline after Bully wins the TNA World Championship and explains how he's been the leader the entire time. Where they tied, it's one of the best works TNA's ever done. Where they tied up loose ends, anything that didn't make sense about the storyline, Bully just explained it away, and it was great. It was great stuff. We also got here Steven Chambers who says, wonder if MJF has to defend the ROH tag titles at Final Battle. I mean, I wouldn't know because they don't talk about Final Battle. Like, even on Ring of Honor, they don't talk about it.
Jesus. No.
2 weeks away.
Jesus. No. Like I said, no. He's care about dummy. Pardon me. I definitely care enough about ROH to make his contribution. Russell,
Yeah. I think he relinquishes the title sooner rather than later. Chilling with Chase saying, I actually been predicting Sammy for a month now because Tony loves pushing him.
Caretaker
Oh my
hardly
god,
spoke
that would
of
be
him.
awesome.
But I like to imagine my father was a great hero whose spirit protected these woods.
FTR, Pitiful reunion. Pitiful is behind the mask. It's Spears, Dax, Cash, and Wardlow.
Ooh. That's great. Looks like it's mask coming on. That's great. That's great.
Would be a good show too. We got Triton saying AR5's got the jobber entrance. It's over, y'all. Poor guy should have told them about his visa rules. Anyway, next matchup was that aforementioned AR Fox versus Wardlow matchup. Wardlow got his entrance, and AR Fox attacked him right at the bell when he got onto the apron. Wardlow would soon take advantage and really dominate the large portion of this matchup. AR Fox would get some hold spots, even hitting a big 450 splash for a 1 count. And then Wardlow basically destroys him. He hits a couple of power bombs, hits a big senton, and then one final last ride power bomb, and the referee is forced to stop the matchup. But this was the most offense anyone has gotten on Wardlow in months, especially since his return. So this was fine. What did you think?
He's better than pure jobbers. Good job. It's fun. For squash match, it was fun. Not fun. People want to see our hearts do something. But it was fine.
Did you think Wardlow is not a good squash match wrestler? I saw someone tweet this. He's not on the level of like Goldberg or Taz or Fury.
Versus beating with Goldberg was wild. But yeah, he's not the greatest squash match wrestler ever.
Yeah, but Taz. I'd say Miro.
Those guys have like a violence to them that
Joe is another great squash show.
So we fast because those guys know. But to be fair to me, I find those guys to be Taz, Joe, who's the other one? Goldberg, who's the other one? Miro. I find those guys to be generally more charismatic than Goldberg.
I saw something.
They pop on the screen. Sorry, they work on that.
That is true. Let us know if you think Wardlow is not a good squash match wrestler. I want to know what you guys think. Excalibur talks about Dante Martin returning to action after suffering a horrific ankle injury at the end of March and at ROH Supercard of Honor in the ladder match, and they actually showed the spot. Oh my god! It's up there with Sid. It's up there with Sid.
Oh, fucking thanks. Poor bastard. That's jarring watching.
That's it. I was like, why would you show the injury? But I will say, when Dante came out and I thought about it, I was like, how the fuck is it man back 7 months later?
I don't understand how. I just didn't pay enough attention to biology class. It's fantastic. That shit looked wild.
It came out, I was like, well, that's why you showed it, because I'm amazed he's out there. It's like, wow, you are back 7 months later. That's astonishing. And he has been teaming up with Edge Andretti and his brother Darius Martin to verse the Hardys and Brother Zay. This match, you wouldn't expect much from it, but I thought it turned out to be a pretty fun sprint here, especially in the second half of the matchup, where they really got to showcase Dante in this one, showing off his signature high flying. I love the exchanges that he had with Brother Zay as well. Same with Darius Martin. Brother Zay was like a highlight for his team for sure. They took out the Hardys outside on the floor, and it was down to Dante and Brother Zay in the ring. And Dante hits a big side pendulum uranagi to pick up the victory in this one. And top flight action, picking up a trios win. And then after the commercial break, we thought we were going to hear from Dante Martin after his return victory, along with Darius Martin and Action Andretti. Instead, we got the man that injured Dante Martin, who interrupted his interview time, Penta El Zero Mero, and he says that he sees that he has 2 friends. Well, he has 2 friends too, and basically a challenge is made, and this is about as AEW a picture as possible, because this is a match I think we would never see on WWE. It's these 6 guys. It's gonna be a spot. That's the match. What did you think about the matchup? What did you think about the tease for the trios matchup with the Lucha Cousins?
Props to Dante Martin.
The grave grave of Jeremiah Kenyon, another host of the spirit of vengeance. I wonder if he was as conflicted as Robbie is about being a ghostwriter.
I don't need them together. I'm sorry, I don't want them together. Because they're athletic, because they're all fucking light-skinned motherfucker. I don't need,
Team Light Skin.
I don't need 12 Shades of Slave. I'm not interested. Get out of my to my head.
Fucking Jerry, it's Sit down, Tranny. Sit down and watch this show. Like,
So I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
And that's fine. Spotfest, certainly. It is what it is. We'll say the best spot is Dante's tag, and then Jeremiah died and catch him. But missed. That's great. Yeah, it is what it is. And I will get another version of that next week.
you get a better version of that next week.
Is it too much to ask for a little more? Just, he can talk. No, it's not your problem. To be completely fucking clear, Dante, he can say that. He can get 10 words out before you cut off. Yeah.
Chilling with Jay saying Dante Martin got that Aaron Rodgers surgery. We had Steven saying had to turn my head seeing that injury.
No warning at all, except, hey, you might want to look at the punch. Look it up. It's not warning.
They just said, I want to look away. Then they clicked. Joseph with that saying they need to get rid of action in that group. We got Chilling with Chase saying I thought he was going to be out for a year plus. It definitely looked like that. We got Ace who says Action Flight pick up the W. We also got Steven who says call the air traffic controller for next week. It's gonna be crazy. We got Joseph Woodard who says the House of Beige. We also got Chilling with Jake saying Jimmy. Wow. We got Annika who says whoa. And then we got Annika says they are the House of Half Blaster.
Some of them are more half black than the others. I don't have half black, but no, not the same shit. Mom might have some explaining to do.
Now we're playing the mama out here sleeping with other men.
Necessarily reflect those treated humans views of what I was sitting at all. I was simply
Why you didn't even get that shit out. He wasn't simply doing nothing, nigga.
Yes, dear?
Simply being disrespectful.
I'm joking, Mama. Flight.
Mama Flight.
I'm joking.
Mama Flight.
You gotta have a collection of reports.
I have.
That's why we take it.
Good.
I'm joking. Not being serious
Build,
at all.
plan, invent, create. Take your pick.
I would hope so.
I'm
I would
here
hope
if
so,
you need
sir.
me.
I would hope so. Just saying. Didn't feel like. Julia Hart
This should be
was next
useful.
up defending the TBS championship against Emi Sakura. Emi Sakura put in the stipulation for this House Rules matchup, with the stipulation being that Julia could not win with Heartless or by any submission. This matchup started off with loud cheers for Julia. We got fucking like Julia Trans. I was like, yo, she might be the person who eclipses Brit as their biggest female star. That's how it just feels like she has had upward momentum this entire year. But this was a nice physical matchup, more physical because of Emmy.
I would be rotting inside that creature's gullet if not for Spider-Man. Time to return the favor.
We'll find him. We're running facial recognition on every surveillance camera in the cloud.
They just keep moving too fast.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but you think Team Spooky's doing any better?
Nothing.
Well, your inflection on that last dactyl was perfect. Perhaps a magnetism rune.
Against a level 5 demon alien hybrid? Where did you learn your magic? Demo Khan?
You know, you really do have a look.
Hunter's right. This isn't working.
On to plan C. Well, more like D.
Norman won't mind if I borrow a few Oscorp satellites at 45,000 feet, right?
Higher, further, faster, baby.
82nd and 5th.
Well, between 5th and Madison now.
Guys, they're live. And they're trending.
Hashtag big alien apple.
Not bad.
Thanks. Now imagine if you had just asked for our help sooner.
No time for an after-school special. Patching it through. Patching it all through.
God damn,
We
boy.
need to hurry.
Woo-wee! Boy, look at Hunter. Damn, she looking fly with the hair, bro. Okay, Tony? Let's go, my boy Blade.
Keep your eye on Venom. He's not to be underestimated.
Trust me, he looks straight out of a nightmare. I will not turn my back for a second.
Good. If you keep him distracted, I want to stab him myself. Venom is disgusting, but I'll get close to him if I have to.
Well, I'm going to be sore for a day or two.
Venom has taken to the rooftops, and he's tossing just about anything he can find onto the streets below. There are innocent people down there. Get them to safety before it's too late.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir, boy. Ah.
People always brings those hard-hitting chops. I love Julia's sell of Emmy hitting her little running side crossbody into the skill steps, and Julia submitting a little hand twitch. That was crazy. I was like, she's so good at these things. It's crazy. The finish was the only part of this that I did like. It kind of looked like Emmy got into the face from soft press a little thing, but it was after Julia putting up the heartless and wore her down. She gets a big slide left, and then goes to the top rope for her top rope moonsault to pick the victory to retain the TBS championship. Another solid affair by Julia Hart, who just keeps impressing me here week after week.
Fucking star. As far as the finish goes, Julia gets more height instead of distance. This time she got more distance instead of height. I think Sakura was nervous.
She brings them very close to the
Really nice
ropes.
of you all to come by and visit the old neighborhood. I'd say let's all stop for a group selfie, but Eddie might get a little jealous.
Which had that stupid paper nonsense. She did significantly more.
Eddie and I were doing our thing here in New York way before those horns grabbed.
I
I've never known him to pick on civilians,
Oh, not stat.
though. We need to get these people out of his way. You had your
That
chance.
does make a lot of sense. And they haven't really positioned anybody very kind of prominent. Even though they did do a little angle with Mercedes Martinez and Diamante with Willow and Chris Statlander on Collision. So maybe they get them both to spot because they're both from New York, Willow and Chris.
You know, what they've done before. Beautiful ways to keep.
Yeah, we're doing the tag team division. Why not?
Well, Mercedes, not Martinez. Mercedes, aka Session X. I'm not just last name. Mercedes.
Money. Oh,
She might sign AEW for 2 years.
No retreat.
She ends up being a fucking idiot. She's just to be talented and really smart. But what plan is the rest of the
Did you
time
think that would
women's
stop
booking and put her career in his hands?
Looks like they called for help.
My God sent for 6 months, so that's all.
I think she does a year where she tries to do the year she was gonna do this year, next year.
She's just fucking running around.
Where she goes to Japan. She wanted to go to Mexico. She didn't do that. She can go to Mexico.
But there's still civilians.
Spend some time in Stardom. Spend some time in New Japan. Do some AEW. Do Wembley. You know.
Talking in my head.
Like that. And then 2025, when WWE figures out, yeah, 2025. Still, if Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch are over. Fuck. What are we gonna do? Mercedes Martinez.
Yes. Get 2 stars. Get Austin Rock. That's it. What do you want? We tried. They don't.
Nah, Bianca's over. Charlotte's over. Everything Charlotte's over.
I saw. Used to the rational one. I've never seen no character. He lost his mind after that first match. This is the one.
What are you doing? What?
Try this on for size.
Introduce.
That's one hell of a move. That's ordered. That's not supposed to hurt.
It's so hard. It's so hard to pick. I think that it frustrates me. Like I've said it before. Nothing frustrates me more than wrestling that doesn't make sense. Like nothing will make sense. I don't know. It makes sense. Also, it does not make sense that Triple H hates them.
Civilians are clear. It's open season on Hydra and their pet monstrosity.
They will be the next to fall in the
It makes sense. I understand. The baby faces come together. They meet the same. That makes sense. Yeah, it does. But it makes sense when you at least build up the same purpose. It makes more sense.
I agree. I just think it's better long term. Because I can't take Bailey again. Seriously. Don't Bailey a little more now. She was getting after the match. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I would mind
I see how it is.
but Bianca solo, like,
Exactly. Job this year of reheating them up. If you were interested in them again, you put Cisco on the team, bring Kyrie back. It was like, what's up? Oh, I was like,
This should help.
I know, like you already got it built in. Like if the rookies don't, Becky and Charlotte don't get along. No, we get that fucking hug in the middle of the fucking matchup, like they're fucking Golden Girls. Like, what are we doing? Why don't you like them?
okay. Well, Shotzi's right there.
No mercy.
You got no reason why Becky and Charlotte would not win. They don't.
I see not much has changed from the world's fanatics.
Yeah, it's a bad choice.
And then had the cherry on top of like the match is really good. The people performing did a really good job. But it just felt like the booking was just working against them between the winner and how they won, the little Charlotte and Becky stuff, and then the brilliant idea. Listen to fans shoot stuff of working. And you knew the fans were going to pick the baby faces to have the advantage. And I've seen a 4 games match that works with the baby faces. I've never seen it.
No, the match was fine last year. That was good. Not wrong.
It was good for the last 5 minutes when everybody was in the pit.
If you took the stand 2 weeks before and you refused, like, worked.
The light is on our
It's
side.
really working
I owe you one.
Jeff, you showed that the strength in numbers. I don't get why it would work. No, I mean, I get why
Coming at you.
They cannot possibly match your strength.
Ruffles. They didn't really want like a little thing.
I really wanted a War Games tie-in. Do you think we get the damage control split on Friday?
Part of me thinks that they will swerve and they accept it. So, sooner rather than later.
And the story they told with that part was great. Of Bailey saving each and every one of the members and then being the one to lose because no one had her.
That's good. Yeah, that's cute. How about she does that and then feel they earned her spot. You get that she wants her losing her spot.
It should have been Sammy in 4 days last year.
I said that, and that's why they were doing that. Fair enough. I
think so. I don't know if it's for the title. Because it feels like they've been saving Beyonce and Charlotte.
Well, I know I've never
They seem like they've been saving that on SmackDown.
We've got them all. Now let's get to Venom and stop all
Son of
this.
It is, but they'll probably run. Backstage, RJ City is with Mariah May, who says she's hungry for more after coming off such a run in Stardom. She thanks RJ for connecting her with Tony Storm, and RJ said they used to, for connecting her with for Tony Storm and now with Tony Khan, because she is looking to have her first match in AEW. RJ says that they used to play squash together, and May said that RJ is quite the curator of people hitting on RJ, who told May to go get him, and then tried to get a kiss on the cheek, which May just totally no sleep before going to Tony Khan's office. Any thoughts? What do you think Mariah May, or when Mariah May's debut was going to be?
Weak, even for high
nonsense. When does RJ see this guy? What's that? He was the airtime, like, what the fuck?
I am impressed.
He's the Tony Storm guy. Tony Storm.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's on Twitter or whatever the fuck. But now all of a sudden, there, I don't dislike it. The new cute Marshall.
I wouldn't go there. What do you think about?
I'm so curious. I'm happy.
This might be more confusing departure.
Right? He's so long after Cody. Should think it happened sooner. And then he's still getting airtime. That's all. I don't get why he would leave from greater patches to other patches.
So when Fightful has reported, Fightful first reported that QT Marshall apparently had they reported that QT Marshall first had issues with AEW and Tony Khan when CM Punk decided that he didn't want him on Collision anymore, and said that the QTV group and segments were not doing anything to the Powerhouse Hobbs presentation. Right. So listen, from television, Tony basically took the blame for that move, and that started to kind of fracture the relationship between Tony Khan and QT Marshall. I believe Russell Paris also reported on this and reported that QT Marshall has left AEW because he wants to wrestle more, and he also doesn't agree with the direction of AEW, and he said this in his tweet. He feels AEW is trying to go more to a New Japan style, and he is more about entertainment and storytelling. Which I watched that, I looked at that report and that quote, and I was like, is he like referring to AEW a few years ago? Because he definitely ain't talking about the AEW for the last few months. That is not New Japan. That's WWE. That's entertainment. That's the American storytelling. If you didn't like that, like I felt like that part kind of felt like an add-in to be like, yeah, this is fine. real justification because it really, I feel that it really just comes down to he wants to be a star in wrestling.
Spidey senses are tingling.
Makes no sense. No fucking sense. Consider that he's mad that they he says the fucking QTV was acting the fucking hot foot station.
Is he always like?
That's not really a punk being smart thing. That's punk having eyes.
I wouldn't take it personally. He always gets extra close.
He wants to wrestle more.
I think
I'm
he's
sure
bad.
the fucking will.
You should see Jameson if
Bet
he
you
get
do.
his morning
Not
bagel.
interested. And he's more interested in entertainment, like all those Oregon Six coach or something. He's Tony Soprano or whatever. It's just not that guy, buddy. I'm sorry. Listen, like Cody, he's been a lead this organization. It's been a year rebuilding himself.
I have not been hit like that since.
I'm sorry. You're a nice guy, sir. I don't think you'll have the same success.
Hey, say he could possibly get a coach from the WWE Performance Center.
Sure, I guess.
That's
I know I talk about talent, not
I believe him. We need to put an end to this fight soon before he brings down the entire city.
That was something.
But sure, you want to coach? I guess free. You know.
When you look at kind of the three people that left AEW to sign with WWE, one is a top star. One is having a little bit of a hard time getting over on the developmental brand, and the one hasn't been seen since she stopped taking Ubers to the arena.
Fucking yep.
She's getting a bag to show up 1 to 2 times a week at the PC. Yo, Jake Hart. That's a great career. You get more money you bringing at AEW, and you work the same amount of days, and you don't even have to be in front of the camera.
Yeah, I know that she'll be there. But she's apparently she was. She would be as possible, but still sounded rough. It was like this sort of stuff. You know, she just don't want to make sure she's ready. Look on the room. Teacher shit.
About time.
Honestly, you kind of are insulting someone that is under your pickle because Regal has a bit multiple times he's trainer.
I have things to do, sir. I have time to fucking train the body of the someone drag you to drag it. I think dragging other people only brings us
Oh, set from undesirable to unhonorable.
Faster than you. Jesus.
I'm just saying, yo. I've never seen somebody like just like, oh my god. Like I thought you had charisma. Did your whole time in AEW suck all the charisma out of you?
This is a great victory, everyone.
It was actually true. Yeah. She might be doing the same thing. She does House of Black better than Malachi, Brody, and Buddy.
She's a star.
No, better than Buddy and Malachi. Brody's awesome. Next up, we had Christian Cage coming out to the ring to answer Adam Copeland's challenge of AEW Collision for next Wednesday, December 6th edition of AEW Dynamite from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Cage came to the ring with security guards and asked Adam Copeland to come to the ring.
Okay. This is why I don't like doing. I didn't want to do magic. Okay. Yo.
Hey, what's up, man?
All right. So let's see. What were you about to explain to me?
Oh yeah. Okay. So during last session, where you did come back to life, and
Yeah.
you know you did assume the werejackal or
The
I suppose
Avatar. The Avatar.
Um, you were essentially in control, but you're also like it was like more of a primal instinct
Yeah.
that you were basically still in control of, but you're also in deep within your own mind that Anubis is speaking to you.
Yeah.
He basically, you know, it's kind of like just think of this empty or the same field that you guys are in.
Okay.
Just field for horizons on, and there he is standing with you. And he says to you, I have given you your life back, and I know this is an ordeal for you, considering the fact that you wanted to cross over. So, in these circumstances, I am at your disposal, but you are also at mine. So as long as we both fulfill both of our goals in life, you can, and whenever you are ready to cross over, just let me know, and we will do that. Is there anything that you specifically would love to attain as far as goals here in the materialistic world?
Well, I guess revenge. Got to get back at these guys for stabbing me in the back.
And you do remember how that all entailed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to remember. Did you find out that homegirl was a freaking vampire?
Yes. I got like a vision. I think Anubis showed me. So I got a vision of that happening.
Yeah.
You're looking stronger than ever, kid.
At this time, you were more than welcome to ask many questions too, to find more, whether it be information, lore, whatever the case may be too. Because at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, the most your character knows about vampires is basically Hollywood movies and basic lore.
Whatever the good Dr.
And
Faustus
and
is
all
up to,
that is
spells
clearly
bad
just
news for
assumption.
us.
It's not even true knowledge.
Right.
You can also ask him about your whole the betrayal that happened to you too.
How's your spark?
Okay.
Any feedback?
So this in essence would be how did this happen? How did this come about to the GM, and the GM explained to you essentially, but through Anubis.
The woman with the I assume she's a vampire? Not really into the occult.
She's a very old vampire, yes. She dates back during
How about it's
the World War II era.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Basically came about whenever Japan came in to, trying to pretty up these words as Anubis, to occupy. When Japan came in to occupy Korea, she was an orphan. And this orphanage that she resided in just so happened to be watched over by a vampire. And Japanese soldiers came in, tried to kill all the orphans. More than just kill. Ravage, if you will. And the vampire intervened. But the only one that survived was her.
That looks good.
So she decided to turn her into a vampire. From there on, that point, she resided in Korea, living in the shadows. And then now she is in what you would call America in the modern times. She's been residing there since the 1990s.
Well,
Spider-Man would probably
that's mighty interesting.
looked in on him. I think he's quite impressed by you.
How can I kill her?
What you doing, Charlie?
A lot of lore has gone around through even our people's existence about vampires. Some Europeans think that a stake through the heart kills them. No, it doesn't. It puts them in a mummified stasis, if you will. Pun intended. The only way to kill her would be behead her completely, and then light up her body, both her head and the body dismembered her head from.
Okay.
That won't be an easy task. Even with me and the powers I bestow upon you, won't be enough. You're gonna need friends. And it seems that you have friends here.
I wonder who painted this.
Huh. Friends, huh?
Considering one is a former priest and is protected by God, or what our people call Yahweh.
Oh.
So, if it's revenge that you want, she would definitely be the one that you would need to take your revenge out on, as well as the son of Moretti.
I'll probably focus on him
Differences which
first.
to our planning. What's up?
I was saying, I'll probably focus on Moretti first. I feel like I'll have an easier time getting to him than the woman.
Well, do know that you are a wanted man, too, not only by the mob, but as law enforcement, or the local guards.
Okay.
I'm only saying this because you are under my protection to a degree. I can only help you so far.
Right.
And allowing you to put yourself in danger does not bode well on my end of things. Remember, we are both working in conjunction. I'm willing to offer you my power to get what you want, as long as you get what I want.
And what is it that you want? Exactly.
There's an old god that resides here on Earth, and has been here for a very long time. Not as long as this old gods have, you know. The Christians with their Yahweh and Yeshua. The Odinites with the son of Odin and Odin's sons.
Agatha.
Well, I didn't
Hell,
exactly
even
learn my
the
assignment.
Greek god Zeus and
Was hoping you'd
his
say that.
entourage.
Or as magic.
This other god claims that Earth is his, and he wants to take it back over. And he'll do whatever he needs to do so. That means destruction of all pantheons that exist here.
Hmm.
So,
Perhaps. Maybe.
in all reality, I really don't care for the other gods. But, to some degree, we're gonna need each other's help to take on this other god. But he goes by the name of Cthulhu.
Huh. Alright.
Other cultures, especially werewolves, they call him the Worm. Odinites see him as another predecessor of Ragnarok. And the Christians would see him as a Revelations to a degree.
Alright.
So, again, I say, it would probably be within your best interest to take on allies, such as the big man, who uses his fists. He's protected by Baldur. And the former priest.
An elemental rod. I should take this back to the altar.
Okay.
As far as the other one is concerned, though,
Fascinating.
he looks like he follows some type of a cult. Probably dealing with the Christians' pantheon, Satan.
Spider-Man.
But he's not a big worry.
Do. What? Really?
Okay.
I really need to think
Well.
this over.
Is there any other knowledge I need to bestow upon him?
That's all I need right now. I see I'll get in this little squad together.
Thanks, Hunter.
Here, hold on, I can barely hear you, bro. Speaker, where's speaker? No, that's... No. Go ahead.
I said I'll have to see about getting this little squad of ours together. Get with them. Iron things out.
Very well. I can direct you. If you feel lost in any degree, I can direct you personally. Think of me as a guide.
Run? Bruce, you told me you were on it.
If you ever need advisement.
Okay.
I get it.
Awesome.
Just get back to me as soon as you can.
And as soon as you conclude that, that conversation, he pretty much just comes up to you,
Really glad.
puts the rod on your head, and then you come back to, and there you are, surrounded by a bunch of dead muscle mafia men, as well as the other three knuckleheads out with you.
Everything by the numbers.
And then we'll just cut it there, because I know that's where we stop the session.
Right.
Because at that point, that'll be taken care of tomorrow whenever you jump off my guy.
Yeah. Okay. Cool beans.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, man, yeah, that's that's really it. How I'm playing you and how I'm doing each other character with their deities, because we're Earth, and that's how you need to do your spells essentially.
What have you got for me, boss? No peeking now.
I kind of ran you like I would do a warlock and a ranger, or a warlock and a druid. I don't know if you can tell
How does this
that.
look?
Your shape changes more like the druid's wild shape, but it's actually a spell that you need to cast.
Yeah.
So not entirely like you. Which only makes sense because you're a ranger. So.
Yeah.
Was it yeah, and I pretty much took the whole warlocks. Whenever you reach certain levels, warlocks get extra spells from their patron.
Yeah.
So that's just how I did it.
My lucky day.
Hopefully this is a little better for you than the one spell chart you want me to run off of.
Sorcerer Supreme can't rest on his laurels.
What do you mean? What spell chart?
Shit, what was it? I don't know. I think you got it off of something. It was like Urbanite or whatever.
Oh yeah, I was looking at that. Yeah, that was it a
I guess I could show you a
it
couple
was a
things.
gun-based ranger homebrew. I'd have to look at that again. I gotta find that. That actually was pretty damn cool.
Let's see if you're as good as they say.
Yeah. So like I said, remember I was telling you I was working on my own game system for tabletop?
Magic, right?
Yeah, how's that coming?
Whew. Now I see what all.
So I think I found something really dope. So it's literally D&D 5e and Order Darkness smashed together.
That's pretty sexy.
It goes off the bubble system like Order Darkness does.
Yeah.
But you don't have like 9 attributes you need to focus on. You only have the regular 6, which is based off of D&D.
Okay. It makes things a little easier.
Yeah. And as far as the special skills underneath the ability scores in Order Darkness, you have like less than that. I think it's maybe like 16.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much anything that you would technically use, whether in combat or out of combat. I had to change some of the wordings up just to, bypass possibly copyright laws and all that shit.
Yeah.
But everything is pretty much just straightforward. Just,
Perhaps I should try this somewhere else.
like attacking, spellcraft, which would be spellcasting, freaking your sneak, your perception. It's pretty much that, all in your 16 freaking skill slots. And everyone gets all the, like, they don't get it automatically. They still need to put in the bubbles of which ones they're going to focus on. Now, at the end of the day, when you do want to attempt to use one of those skills, like, let's say you didn't have anything in stealth, but you still want a stealth roll, then you just get one roll, you don't add in anything.
Only one more to go.
So, with sneak or stealth, you would essentially roll your dex, plus, whatever bullet point you have on that. Like, I'm not going off of D10 rolls or D20 rolls. It's all going to be very, like, if you got 1 point in stealth, you roll a D4.
Okay.
So if you don't have any points, it's still going to be a D4, and that's all you get. You don't get the additional dex rating added to that roll. But yeah, if you have 1 point in stealth, it's a D4 roll plus your dex. If you have 3 points in stealth, then it's a D10 roll plus your dex. And then if you have it maxed out to 5, then it's a D12 roll plus your dex.
Okay.
As well as if you have any other equipment that would possibly help in that, but your bonus is probably going to be anywhere between 1 to 3. So that's how I'm doing that. I'm also changing up mechanics. So you know how in D&D 5e you have a bonus action, possibly a regular action, a movement, a reaction.
Okay.
And then in World of Darkness, you have actions, and you can take as many actions as you want, but the more actions you take will take away dice from your dice pool.
Right.
So since I don't have an actual dice pool, it's really just your dice goes up one every time you level it up.
I'm almost getting used to seeing you on your.
It's more or less, I had to change that out to where I wanted you guys to have a whole lot of actions available to you, but it's not anything like stupid dumb, like some Palladium shit where you can do like 9 fucking parries or freaking 4 dodges and shit like that. And
oh
it's got all
man.
this like crazy fucking mechanics in it, and you have to remember everything. And I'm like, nah, I'm not trying to do all that.
I kind of miss all that.
Because again, when we jumped into Palladium, I had no idea how the mechanics system worked. It was
Good
kind of like, just, yeah,
times.
build your character. And I'm like, alright. Yeah,
Good.
JT, oh, you gotta dodge, man. Can you dodge? I'm like, I don't know. I got a full paper full of a bunch of shit, and I have no idea what it all means.
Good fucking times, brother.
Yeah, like, this game system, I want it to be, like, the only thing complicated about it is literally just knowing how your skills relate to each other. That's it. So very much like World of Darkness to a degree, but even at that, you're not stupidly crunching numbers as bad. Let me just get to the nitty gritty. You have AP action points.
Okay, that's a lot more like I'm trying to. No, you said like action points. That's like fucking. Damn, what am I trying to think that does action points for stuff?
Fallout?
I think Fallout does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic.
I don't know how the Fallout tabletop works. I know there was a Fallout tabletop, but I
No, I was thinking about the classic games, like the video games. I think they do like I want to say they do something similar to that, yeah.
So when two opposing forces come into combat with each other, right? You have your initiative roll that you need to make, right? And that's your dex plus something else, I can't remember. I think it's your dex and wisdom that constitutes your initiative roll. But not only that, you also have an AP roll you need to roll every time it starts a new round. So like as soon as you guys come to combat, you do initiative and AP roll. And how AP roll works is because of how I wrote out how wisdom works is basically your perceivement of the world around you. So plus a bunch of other jargon. So basically, if you have an X amount of numbers of or X amount of points in your wisdom attribute, that equals out to your actual dice roll. So let's just say you got 3 in wisdom, right? So that's a D10. So you roll your D10, whatever number shows up on that, you take your dex points, which let's just say you have 2 in dex points, and your D10 rolled out to, you maxed out on the D10 roll, and you add 2 points from your dex to that roll, and your whole score for AP is 12. That's not the amount of AP we have. There's an actual chart that shows you how much AP someone gets on that roll. So I think for brevity's sake, we'll say you got 3 AP. That's what your roll calculated was. You get 3 AP this beginning round. So the thing is we'll just say your character has 5 Constitution 2, and I'll explain that why that is. So this battle ensues. You do 2 actions. You attack real quick, and then you use a spell and cast that spell. And all that shit is already calculated, and that's the end of the round. So at most you only use 2 AP, so you still have 1 AP left. So whenever the next round comes up, oh shit, I need to roll freaking AP again. Let's just say you rolled the same thing. You maxed out on your D10 roll, you added the 2, and it gives you 3 AP again. So instead of just the regular 3 AP you got, you you now have 4 AP because that 1 AP you didn't use carried over into the next freaking round. So now you can do a lot more shit.
You've attracted some unwanted
Now, where
attention from
Constitution
the
comes into play, Constitution literally determines how much AP you can store at one point in time and be maxed out. So if you only had 3 in your Constitution, you only can build up 3 AP.
Almost.
Yeah.
And the thing with the AP deal too, it's not just used for extra actions as far as combat shit goes. You can spend an AP to move every 10 feet, so you can increase your movement that way as well. Another thing you could do is, let's say you did no actions at all, and then creatures come up and attack you. Every time a creature comes up and attacks you, you can use an AP as a reaction to counterattack, or I want to grapple them as they came in to attack, or, do this, that, or the third.
Great. Okay.
So, and the thing is that it pretty much just keeps you more, it's more economy efficient, as well as, like, it makes it to where you get away from the whole, like, dex builds, freaking tank builds, and all this other builds. Like, each freaking attribute, all is important. If you want more actions per round, then you need to invest in as well as Constitution, as well as Wisdom,
Yeah.
If you want to be able to learn more spells and be able to cast higher level spells, you need to increase your intelligence. Your charisma is pretty much just base bare bones charisma. If you want to be able to talk your way out of shit or freaking distract characters during combat, that's what you need charisma. So basically, the way that I build the game is that it focuses less on mid-maxing for specific builds because there's no classes. It's all just like build your character from bare bones nothing into what you want it to emulate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, to understand, your character can't be awesome at everything, but you have to work up to that.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if you were following me and all that jazz.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Hello?
So, yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can barely hear you. You're coming off into whisper.
My bad. Alright, boom. Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty cool. You definitely gotta see it in action,
yeah.
I'll get you for that.
Yeah. And that's another thing that I added into, so how, like, on Pathfinder, I don't know if 3.5 did it, but on Pathfinder, you have general feats that every character can take. And one will give you certain mechanical advantages, like, was it on Pathfinder or was it mobile, where you get +2 to attack of opportunities.
Yeah.
And then that leads into another thing that you can pick up that lets you able to attack and move out of combat without making attack of opportunities against you.
Yeah.
I'm taking that idea that Pathfinder did and applying that to my game as well for general feats. If you wanted to be someone who crafts freaking potions or poisons or some shit, you're gonna need a feat called Alchemist. If you're wanting to create armor, like out of metal or leather, you're gonna need a specific feat. You're gonna need either a leather worker or armor. If you want to create weapons, you need weaponsmith feat. And it doesn't even just constitute as that; it constitutes a lot of things. If you wanted to do a power attack, that would be a feat itself, where I'm thinking of ways to do it. Either it adds a +2 to your damage, or it's able to give you a higher freaking dice roll if your roll is that good. Like if it's a 3, you can essentially make it a 4, giving you a. Oh wait, no, my bad. Yeah, 4 would be a D10. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I'm kind of building it. So it's supposed to be more simplified, but still be some very, like, That's what I'm trying to say. There's complexity in it, but it's still as simple as just, you know, a Work of Darkness character sheet. They build it and it's good to go kind of deal. Plug and play shit.
Yeah. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, like I said, man. We gotta see how it's gonna look naturally, you know? So. When are you thinking about trying to do like a little kind of playtest thing? Or are you still trying to iron out details?
Oh, I still gotta write out all the rules, and still work on mechanics. I'm way still behind to actually finishing the whole mechanics.
Yeah.
I gotta create weapons, I gotta create armor. I talked to JT about it because the way I wanted my system to work was it's supposed to be very homebrew friendly.
This doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
So if people who did like the system, you know, they just buy the base bare bones game, which all it is, and it'll have blank spaces where you can add extra skills or add, you know, more feats into it, you know. And it's supposed to be a system that you can use in any setting, essentially.
Yeah.
But he's telling me that I need to make an actual like story module for it, just so it's something that people can work with, you know, to get them interested in it in the beginning. And I'm kind of like, yeah, no, I agree. Right now, I'm just focusing on mechanics. So, but yeah, I do need to build, you know, some type of weapons chart, armor chart, and different items for characters. So.
Right. Okay.
But yeah. Whenever I am done though, and I shoot it to JT to have a look at it so he can do a playtest, you know, I'll let you know so you can get in touch with JT.
Right. What was I gonna say? Fuck. I wonder about this game now that I think about it.
Who? Oh, JT?
Yeah, they still are those guys still working on that?
Bro, I don't even know. I know he talked to me about it like a while back before I left. You know, we had that whole back when I was still playing with them, they were coming over to the joint.
Yeah.
He wanted to do a test play for his game section, and I'm like, yeah, sure, man, we'll run it, and you know, we'll see what's going on. And what ended up happening was it ended up turning into a gaggle fuck where it was me, Hines, and Bliss calling out the problems before we even were done with character creation.
Ooh. Doesn't sound too good.
Yeah, and since then I really haven't heard much. I mean, he's came to me about some stuff like like the website to download the PDFs for the game. I thought he was gonna make this to where he's selling it, but I'm guessing it's not making a lot of headway. I told him his best thing to do to try and advertise for himself is if it's already copyrighted and all that jazz, which he says he did do that, then bro, like, get an Instagram, get a TikTok, get a Facebook, like, you know, just every time you make a video, like I was saying, I was telling him, it's like, you can make a video about every single fucking detail of this game and just throw it up as a video. You know, where you go into explanation about what races there are, you know, what factions there are, what items there are, you know, this, that, and third, and really draw in people. Because the thing is, they're the whole fucking group of D&D TikTokers, and that's all they do. They talk about fucking actual D&D 5e lore and magic weapons and all that jazz, and how to make, you know, the best fucking monk, the best fucking fighter, you know. You can literally do that with your own game.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You know, and that's the thing too, is he has Angel, who's his illustrator for a lot of things. So it's like, yeah, bro, like throw her video up there, or throw her any of her artwork that deals with whatever you're talking about, and just you know, narrate over this shit about what you're talking about with that thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's simple, easy. Get your shit out there.
Yeah. But he never did it. He talked about selling it. Now it's free. Then I talked to him about it. I was like, I thought you were making this, cost to some degree. And he's like, no, I'm just doing this for free. And I'm like, okay, so what are you making out of this? Because the thing is, you're going out of your own pocket with the copywriting and all that jazz. So there's no real funding to continue unless you just want to do it for your own, enjoyment. He's like, yeah, essentially. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I got nothing for you then, man. I mean, you can do what I asked with the whole advertising deal, but, I mean, if you want people to really play your game. But you're not making that much profit off it, so I don't really see where, where the gains are, essentially.
Yeah.
So, as far as I know, he just fell out of it. I don't know if he really is still working on the game or who is working with him. I mean, I've heard Whiteman was working on him with shit, but then, I also hear that Whiteman isn't. I know his original crew that he had, they don't work with him anymore on this game, so.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, that's pretty much what I understand.
Yeah.
So.
And it was something where I'm just. Like, I hate the called shots deal with how much negatives you get, like, especially on Pathfinder.
Yeah.
But he has this whole mechanic where you roll, like, a d30, and it determines where you hit on the character. And I'm like, okay, so now that forces the GM to RP even further for combat stuff, which is in 5e. All it is you hit if you weapon attack. So all you have to do is just narrate, in some awesome fashion how you hit that character, or how the spell goes off and what it does, environmentally or whatever the case may be. This one seems a little bit more like railroading narration for GM. And he's like, well, what's the issue with that? I was like, well, I would find that fair. Me as a GM. Because character comes up and attacks this character, he hits the ankle, it's like, okay, now I have to narrate. It's like, okay, yeah, the sword comes down, you miss, and instead it just hits the guy's ankle, giving him, like, 1 damage.
Yeah.
So, there's no real freedom of RP value in that. It's just, you hit. This is where you hit.
I think, because that's a thing in Warhammer. So have you ever had any experience with the Warhammer tabletop?
I'm about to, because Rebecca wants to get into Warhammer when she retires, and I already saw books on this shit, and it's fucking thick as fuck, dude. I'm like, oh my god.
Hold on, the actual board game?
Huh?
The actual board game? Or, like, just the tabletop?
Is it different?
Okay, so the board game is like, because there's a regular tabletop Warhammer,
yeah,
which is pen and paper RPG. Then there's the
where it's like army turn-based armies versus armies.
No, there's that. That's like original Warhammer. Like that's what she's gonna get into, right? Figurines and shit.
Yes.
Oh man, that's gonna be expensive. All right, so yeah, that's expensive.
Which I know a little bit about that because I did play the RTS games for like Xbox and shit.
Yeah.
Mind you, I know that it's probably not a direct translation, but I feel it's very much like Advanced Wars to a degree. Like if you're in you get +2 on your defenses, your army, right?
Yeah. So the actual shit is like very.
Like whatever environment your army is in, like if they're in the mountains,
there's bonuses, yes, for certain ones, yeah.
Accuracy and defense, right?
Yeah. So stuff like that. Certain armies have bonuses in certain places. A lot of dice you have to have. Yeah, you have to take that kind of stuff into consideration, which is why when you see a Warhammer fucking board, it's like actual like environments and shit like that.
Yeah, it's like they took the train set, freaking shit and just built the whole fucking terrain.
Yeah, it's insane. So
Yeah,
there's
I
that.
saw the big ass game boards where it looks like 3 tables
Yeah.
added into one, and it's just as big as fucking building.
Yeah, there's that, and then there's an actual like just pen and paper game as well.
Is it just dealing with one character?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's like D&D almost.
Yes.
Okay.
So like in that is they have like a called shot system in that.
Yeah.
That's very much like fucking you literally targeting body parts. And some are easier to hit than others. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's in that, and then of course, you know, I don't know, like, it's in Palladium as well, so he most likely got that from either one of those, and he really likes it, which is not bad. I'm not like a huge old shot fan. I mean, it's cool, but like you said,
I mean, unless you get certain beats where to lessen
the difficulty. Yeah. So in Palladium, you do, because you can obviously improve your skill with weapons and shit like that. What you do, you can apply so many fucking skills to. Like, you can have a bunch of different things you can do that you can apply to make something more accurate, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, that's how Palladium is. It's like, oh, well, I'm going to fire this gun. I'm also going to apply this skill, and this skill to increase my chance to hit. All right. Yeah, you know, you add all that shit, the numbers up and stuff, and it's like, oh, yeah, you hit. Because you go against their, whatever their defensive shit is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, usually that shit applies to melee combat though, where you can like, oh, I'm gonna use this martial arts strike. All right, so I'm gonna use this martial arts ability, this thing, and that'll allow me to do all this different stuff, you know.
I really thought I had him with the pizza thing.
Okay.
I mean, I can't shoot.
I need to look into that because I think Rebecca got confused and she got overwhelmed with what I told her because what she thought Warhammer was the big army combat, but it was very much like D&D 5e. And I told her no. By my understanding, it's literally like if you were to play Age of Empires or StarCraft, except for it's not RTS, it's turn-based.
Yeah, it's turn-based.
So,
you don't really do base building.
Yeah.
You don't really do base building. You do.
It's more like Advanced Wars.
Yeah, so you have like your army, and then like you're just kind of controlling army, and you're taking turns, and it's a lot of strategy and positioning. What you know, where do I move these units at? And the army like moves spots. Very much like a big old. Yeah, I mean, the word. This market from there. He's got two there. It's very smart. So she really needs to find I can reach out to him. I'll shoot him a message. They're essentially Spartans. They're Spartans. Like as far as their constitution. And then
Very like Christian warrior types.
yeah, they're zealots, man. They're religious zealots. It's like the whole thing about them. So that's a whole thing. It's crazy. Where is my headset? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I had to find a website that talked about every single faction, and it was so fucking hard to find. Because at that point, I'm literally going through all the factions with her, and I'm like, oh, okay, so these are what these got.
A little bit.
Good chatting with you, Hunter.
Hunter.
Yes, she does.
Didn't expect to happen.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, shit's wild, man.
Yes, dear?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Jesus. That's funny. Okay.
Konnichiwa. Huh? Magic's. Nothing. It...
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Why? It'll.
I liked it. Did you not like it?
Why?
Those are the best seasons. I will say that. But Noxious not bad. I like the setup for stuff. For what's her name? The girlfriend. I didn't mind it because like she literally has no agency at all in the original game. She's literally just a damsel in distress. And in the remake, which, you know, that has opinions, like you either like it or you don't. She only has agency if you get a secret like boss fight for her or a secret ending, where she becomes a boss fight. So it's kind of like, well, she wouldn't even have a character if we would have stuck with the original story. So I didn't mind them doing that with her. Uh, I didn't like the heavy fucking focus on the on her background. I was like, dude, do we have to sit on her background this long? I kind of want some more Richter stuff.
I think it's telling that not even Hydra wants to mess with that.
Well,
Can I help you?
You are welcome.
Hmm?
I mean, there's not really any story to work with. That's the problem. uh, that's really the problem with the show in general. I've seen a lot of people complain about the story stuff. And I'm like, bro, if you really went with the games that this stuff is based on, like the first season, right? Dracula's Curse is a fucking Nintendo game. There's no story. um.
Oh, Hunter, I snapped a great photo of you.
And then like yeah, and then like even Rondo of Blood again, really not much. You got Richter, you got some background on Richter a little bit, and then like you know, he goes to kill Dracula, and then fuck, we don't even have Dracula in the show, so now we have to have a new villain, you know? So that's a thing. Like movies? You know what's funny is that there was a because the guy who was the main writer for the show actually had pitched. He didn't pitch, but there was movies pitched years ago before the show got greenlit. And there were going to be 3 movies, and it was going to cover basically the story of Curse of Darkness, or not Curse of Darkness, but of Castlevania 3. And it was just going to be 3 movies to concentrate on the story. And that was going to be a thing, and it never got completely greenlit. But he was going to be the writer on it, even then. So that was kind of interesting. Yeah, you know, like 3 or 4 episodes, that's it. Yeah, an hour would be fine.
Like playing with fire. Nice against.
I guess I could show you a couple of things. Good stuff. Better than any damage.
What's that?
You know I know magic, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Later.
When you talk about Aurochs, I
found another artifact, Hunter.
That's that.
To be fair,
That's actually kind of accurate as far as the church thing goes. So I didn't mind that personally. Yeah.
Ooh, new coil. Let's get to work.
Yeah. He's supposed to be asked.
Take your pick, Hunter.
He's supposed to be asked like, well, because he's a vampire. That's why they did that. and then also, since he's based off Aurochs, who's an actual, character from Bram Stoker's Dracula, they're taking some of those cues as well. So, of course, the actual Aurochs isn't fucking Aztec. Yeah, you know, as a like off boss and stuff.
Time to take it to the next level.
No, I was gonna. Yeah, I think Aurochs is supposed to be European, the actual from the books. So they changed that about him. Hey, man. Because he found him attractive, bro. Oh shit. This shit's hilarious, man. Hold on. Who? Oh, are you talking about Elizabeth? Yeah. So she's kind of supposed to be Elizabeth from Bloodlines, but she's not really her. So that's kind of weird. They 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 I mean, they wrote him out the show essentially, bro. Unless there's gonna be unless there's gonna be somebody who like makes him become evil again. I don't see how they're gonna put him back in the show because the way the show ended in season 4, like, yeah, so like, unless that gets changed, yeah. You talking about Matthias? Yeah, you're talking about Matthias. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't think they use that as his backstory in this stuff. That would have been cool.
Hunter, got a question for you.
Leon's still in the series. I know that much, but they use. Yeah, so they use the.
Hunter.
Easy enough for the Sorcerer Supreme.
Well, what happens is because him and Leon are men of the cloth, right? And they're knights and they're in the Crusades. He loses faith in God. Yes.
I couldn't.
And then he starts researching the vampire lore that runs this forest, and that's what the whole plan. So he can get the power himself, like a whole like.
Uh-oh, here comes.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So I don't think they're using that. Instead, they're doing the origin pre Lament of Innocence. So it's Dracula is Adrian Tepish, not Adrian Tepish, but God, what the fuck his name is? He's some fucking like Romanian fucking warlord. Yeah. So they just do that from Bram Stoker. So
Good girl, Charlie.
you still salty about that? Shit.
You are cute.
Hey man, Isaac got all the good Hector parts, bro. Oh,
difference?
You know, I watched that Little Mermaid movie. I didn't mind it. Minded that much.
All right then.
I think they're just casting people for the parts. They don't really care if they're. Now the chick who played the Little Mermaid, I think outside of her being black, I think one of the main reasons they fucking casted her for the role, she has this weird looking fucking eyes, the way they're on her face. Yeah, it looks creepy. I think they did it. I think they did it on purpose. Because, you know, she's supposed to be a mermaid, and mermaids are supposed to be, like, scary sea creatures. So, I think they did that shit on purpose, bro. It's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Hey, man, damn right. Don't know why, but they wanted to do that. Yeah, and he's just Miles isn't a great swap. But he's a brand new character because Peter Parker exists in Miles' universe. Like there is in Miles' universe, there is a Peter Parker that's Spider-Man. He's not. He's a brand new character. Miles Morales is a new character. He's not a race swap. Yeah, Peter. The yeah. So like yeah. So yeah. Oh, her transformation. Yeah, you talking about Drolta when she transforms? She looks like Succubus. Yeah, I didn't mind that much because I know a lot of people were talking about it, but I'm like, bro, we literally have a vampire that turns into a fucking dragon. Really, like just let it go. They turn into different stuff if they have a transformation. Fucking Elizabeth turns into some fucking goddess. She becomes the avatar for fucking Sekhmet, for Christ's sake. Lizard thing. It's a lizard thing. It's supposed to be a dragon. Hey, hey, I'm just telling you, bro. He's supposed to be. He's Aztec, sir. Shit. Yeah, look what you just said. An Aztec god. See? It all ties together. It all ties together, bro. Hey man. He he just wants to put his dragon in other men's, you know. You know. Hey. I don't know. I feel like he's a giver, bro. He's like, nah. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. He's I remember I was on Reddit. I was on Reddit and I was seeing people talk about that. I was like, oh, word? Oryx fucks dudes? Okay. So I'm laughing my ass off. And people are like, that was such a shock to see the sex scene. I'm like, was it really that sudden? So I'm watching the show. I'm like, no, it wasn't really that sudden. It's no, like the way it happened. Like they're talking and then suddenly they're having sex. It's like they're acting like they're the way people were describing it on Reddit. Like it just happened. I'm watching. I'm like, no, this is something like that, or like in a movie where two people are talking and suddenly they're fucking. I'm like, that is not how that went at all. y'all are exaggerating. It's like I'm just saying, like there's at least a lead up. It isn't just like normal conversation and then sex scene. Like, no, you guys are exaggerating. See some homophobia in here. Calm down, guys.
We need any. Ready to work?
An enhanced spell. Most welcome.
Yeah. What's that?
Let's see if you're as good as they say.
Well, you know what they say about practice, right?
See you around.
Well, that's just a modern writer. But you're gonna get that in pretty much everything nowadays. Yeah, that's just
New York. Is there a problem? Another one?
Central's picking up some unusual activity at the New York.
I will say I didn't like how fuck, what's her name? I forgot her damn name. The love interest. I didn't like how she was just so aggressive towards Victor. Like I'm like, dude, I understand the slavery thing, and so like you had to like, you guys, you know, were going to war and shit, blah. But are we just gonna like, are we just gonna ignore the fact that this man, you know, has lost family and he's like the only surviving member of his clan? Like, yeah, of course. Yeah, just dude, that was one of the best parts of the show for me. I was like, oh shit, Juice is alive in this? Fuck, this is awesome.
Any intel on our museum thief? Let me guess. Captain Mayo in the archives with a candlestick.
I loved it. I loved it so much, and I also love that he was still like pretty cold with the whip, even though he couldn't use his magic. He was whooping ass. I was like, yo, Juice is still a badass. It's great.
We never seem to have much luck with these stealth approaches.
I have yet to participate in one that was actually quiet.
I'm hoping that we get season 2 because I've seen some
Try not to get wiped out
stuff
by
with
Hydra
him.
monkeys while you're mouthing off.
Not dying
Where it
is
looks like we're
actually a
gonna
key
get
part of my strategy.
some stuff with Juice in it.
Insert catchphrase.
There was a storyboard for that leaked part of him for the second season, so I'm hoping we'll get some stuff that is, you know, juiced, like either in his prime or like at least when he was still, you know, vampire stuff. And I'm also hoping that when, you know, the part where he's talking about his friend and his wife got killed, I'm like, ooh, are we gonna get Maxie? That would be dope. That's the thing, so let's see. Oh, when Avatar showed up? Oh, that was sexy as fuck. Holy shit. We smoked the shit out of the girl too. I was like, man, this bitch is whooping ass, bro. She's fucking everybody up. Now they got this Eternal Darkness thing. She's in her succubus form. Oh shit, she's about to kill you guys. And then it's like, Alucard shows up, one shots her. I was like, yeah! Hell yeah!
That's just uncalled for.
I'd love to hear who hired you to steal that artifact.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's just a lot of dialogue in the show. That's just gonna be a thing.
Usual lady in my ear. Who is this?
Carol Danvers?
Why is that name so familiar?
I'm Captain Marvel.
Oh, it's finally happening.
Always happy to meet my fans.
Blade told me to mention your mother. Apparently she is promiscuous.
Rip the bread line. I'm glad I made it in time.
Gonna get ya. That's from my secret stash. I love group projects.
They will not forget that.
I was wondering how they were gonna do the show because I was like, I wonder if Alucard's gonna show up. Because I remember thinking that to myself, like, are we gonna get an Alucard appearance? I mean, he shouldn't be around for this story. And then it completely didn't dawn on me that, like, oh yeah, Dracula's like not gonna be a thing. How are we gonna handle this? Like, okay, new villain. I'm like, okay.
This internet seems like nothing but trouble.
I mean, we can still get Symphony. So I think if they do want to do Symphony, they could have, because they still haven't had Shaft show up yet. He's kind of like the villain of Richter's game. He's the guy who is ready to rescue Dracula. So they
Insanely annoying, as expected, but at least he can fight.
Step away from the artifact.
Yeah, Isaac.
It would seem Hydra and
So
her mistress had escaped with the artifact.
Is this like one of those monkey's paw things? I say, and the universe is off-brand vampires?
They're vampires, so why? It's a
I
whole...
would, yeah.
Don't ask.
Wasn't gonna. So, is there some special...
Beat them before they eat you?
Yeah, so
Bet you can't guess how many times I've heard that.
so I'm hoping
With
we'll get Shaft shows up, and then he'll fucking. I mean, but
that unicorn is...
Shaft will probably. Shaft will probably be a different character though. He won't be Death in this, obviously, because we've already had Death show up, and he already had an alias. And so what we'll probably get is I'm hoping we get Shaft, and he probably does something and fucking piss Dracula off. We'll kill the wife, fuck over Dracula, and then we'll get Dracula being evil out. Maybe we'll introduce chaos to the fucking series, because that still hasn't been done yet. Maybe Shaft will do that. He'll kill the wife. Dracula will be fucking super fucking enraged, and then he'll have Dracula be possessed by chaos, and then boom, Dracula gonna be a villain. That's the thing. So we'll see. Yeah, oh, I heard about this. Right.
Good girl, Charlie.
That...
I hear.
So I gotta ask. So I know like very little myself, but like as far as I know, so do they go into the horror stuff at all? Because I was like, okay, that's pretty. They're gonna do a movie. It's gonna be a horror flick, right? I mean, Gremlins 1 is kind of legitimately framed to be kind of scary. I wouldn't say it's scary, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's scary personally, but it's definitely made to like be that way, right? Like it's like it's like the first Ghostbusters movie. There's like horror stuff in the film. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Fuck this movie. Really? That's I'm actually surprised to hear that because she's, you know, I feel like that's kind of past her time, you know?
Hey, can I ask a favor?
No, Fairy Tale was dope though, you know? What? Yeah, Fairy Tale's dope. He's like, I need my edge. I need my edginess. Really? Oh man, my first was Dragon Ball. I did it right.
Hey, hey, Hunter.
Well, hold on. Dragon Ball Z, my bad. I didn't watch Dragon Ball. I watched Dragon Ball Z, my bad. That's my first one. I wish I would have watched Dragon Ball first. That would have been dope.
You feeling all right?
Oh man, I can't.
Oh, you are gonna love this.
Are there any curses I should be aware of?
Was it like live action?
A simple object.
Okay.
We're not quite finished yet.
Give me a sec. Okay, so. Got some upgrades for you, hot off the press. Or forge.
Always a pleasure.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
No! How can...
Mhm.
I can see why you picked that. Time's wasted, Hunter. We've got plenty of use for old
This
dogs.
motherfucker's like, I'm gonna fix this. We're gonna play
Time to
Castlevania
take it to the
Theme
next
5v
level.
game.
I'm ready when you are.
I mean, it did alright.
My lucky day.
Yeah, those games aren't great. Those games aren't great at all. I mean, the gameplay is kind of cool. Gameplay is kind of cool.
Even a sorcerer supreme can't.
Yeah, they're okay. Legacy of Kain. Holy shit, dude. But no, those are great games. Oh man, I love Blood Omen. Blood Omen is a great series.
I guess I could show you a couple of things.
Yeah, it is.
Good
It
stuff.
is.
Better than anything.
Yeah. It's definitely screaming Blood
Let's see
Omen.
if you're as good as they
Oh,
say.
look, you're in the future and you're a vampire. Yeah.
You know I know magic, right? Whew, now I see what all the fuss is about.
Well, you know what they say about practice, right?
Alucard is Trevor.
Later.
Yeah.
Blake. Do you know?
Does she need
Is there any?
outside the?
Sparring helps to find
Yeah, he is a badass. That man is a badass. Man, I've really been having the itch to play the game again too. I haven't played in a while. Oh, he's also he's yeah, he has a white guy with red hair. I think he's supposed to look. I think he's supposed to look like a K-pop guy. I think that's where the red hair comes from. Yeah, right. Because he is gorgeous. Oh, God damn. That's kind of hot. Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro. I did like the new characterization for Isaac though, to be honest. Like I preferred the show Isaac over the fucking game Isaac. Oh man.
What have you been doing, Ebony?
Good old eyes.
Salutations, Hunter.
Nico is. Thank.
Oh God, yes. It's very. It's a thing. Oh, you're using. You're. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot. You said Land of Innocence. Hell, there's a lot of magic classes you probably wouldn't actually have access to. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's true canon to him, damn it. The only Castlevania he knows, Astro.
Hydra forces in this area are causing trouble. Let's take them down.
Not
Yeah.
a problem.
I'm sure there's probably there's probably some people who the only Castlevania they know is the Nintendo game.
Get to
So
the trucks and grab those artifacts
yeah.
before they roll out.
This feels all too familiar.
This shit's hilarious, bro.
Hope Hydra has good insurance.
guess Castlevania 64. It's a remake slash reimagining. Yeah, that one. I understand the term. Not quite a remake, but it kind of is. Yeah, so like the werewolf guy, his story is before. Oh shit! It takes place. It takes place before, during, and like after the story of the original game.
Good one.
We will never forsake her.
Yeah. Yeah. He has to go rescue. Yeah. So like, I mean, you still can play the Reinhardt story and the little girl story from the first movie, and then there's another character who is essentially a knight with a gun. Guy, yeah, it's weird, bro.
That truck is about to move out. You're
If I
running
remember
out of
right,
time.
it isn't much of a story though. It's just kind of like, hey. Yeah, I think it's something like that, where it's just basically just like,
You must be pretty brave. I know I wouldn't want to fight us.
there's probably a home group for that already.
Right in the moneymaker.
Okay.
Extreme prejudice.
Okay.
Hydra's in control of the situation.
Okay, alright.
You're in trouble now.
There's still a Padawan, sir. That's why.
Hey, watch the paint job.
It's okay, one day you'll be, one day you become a Jedi.
Ready when you are, boss.
They have cookies apparently. They have cookies apparently, so not a bad deal.
The artifacts are secure, but why don't you teach Hydra a lesson while you're
I
there?
guess.
Let's do it.
Target's lit. Okay.
A symbiote, like, like spider. Okay. There. I forgot if it was a thing in Pathfinder, if it's homebrewed or not. My dude Coddle did that with the character, and
Hostile unit on the move.
yeah, because he had a call it a skin suit, but essentially you're wearing a gold. So that would be probably the way to go, I think. You know, you put the suit on, you get bonuses to attack and defense and all that other shit. It has its own health. It amplifies your base stats. Something like that.
Finally, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Looks like it's up to me. That armor must be stronger than it looks. Otherwise, you're in trouble. Take that! Should come in handy.
You ready to save the world?
You can still run away. I promise we won't chase you.
I know that wasn't your signature move.
Gonna get you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am impressed.
I'd say that was a very successful outing. Good work.
He also has to play the Eminem song every time he walks in the room. Every time. He just needs to come on. Well, if it depends. So like originally the symbiote was only weak against sound. That's it. And it could resist anything else. Later on they introduce, and I think it's mostly a movie thing, fire weakness, which doesn't make any sense.
Yo, got a sec?
Hey, huh?
I
Anything
mean you're
happening?
right. Fire weakness doesn't make any sense. Fire weakness doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Why, hello, Hunter.
Hey. Hey, you made it. Told you.
Yeah, so that's a thing. But yeah, it only had resistance to sound originally. So yeah, like you said, like thunder. Thunder's so I don't want to stay up too late because I gotta work Sunday. So like, yeah, 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 yeah. I hear you.
Huh. So, how did you... Parker, you sticking around? You're asking me.
I think at this point, I think the best way to take the character forward, because I definitely trust these guys, obviously. Um, so definitely just kind of like a an alliance of convenience. So like, okay, how are we gonna go about that? Does the group not have a vehicle? So I'm the only one with a car. Well, I mean, if I'm able to recover my car, then I miss my L dog, man. Come on, bro. I know. It's such a nice gun too. Oh, I'd love to fucking kid it out M4 right now. Fuck it. I was thinking about it in my head. How would it look if I happened to?
What's shaking?
Right.
Feeling good today, girl.
All right.
Ah, this is exactly what I needed.
Okay. Okay. Like I said, it's gonna be right. Right.
Thanks, Hunter.
Yeah. Like I said, it's gonna be an alliance of convenience. So I'm not gonna be like friendly with these guys. I'll work with them because I have to.
I just hope this is what you were
To
expecting,
complete my
Hunter.
goals. So. I guess it depends. I probably won't like just flat out be like, oh, well, I'm doing this. Fuck you guys. But
So, how's the whole saving the world thing going?
yeah, it depends on the situation. I gotta think how I would emotionally react.
You're welcome, Hunter.
Something, you know.
How may the Sorcerer Supreme assist you?
Yeah.
One sorcerer's trash is another's joy.
Right.
Tony is working.
Yeah.
Later.
share something with you. Something I...
Yeah. I haven't played enough of Baldur's Gate 3 to know who the fuck that is. No, I haven't really been playing anything. But
So, word on the street is that the Abbey just got a massive shipment of artisan sodas.
I've been just working, and that's it. I'm coming home, watching anime. Every once in a while, I might chill with Kim. I haven't really done much, dude. Been in the house.
Hunter,
I'm in Liverpool. It's all good. I'm just slowly kind of backing off on certain stuff, you know. But hey, I'm not gonna be just around all together, kind of. Just so you know. It's like, hey, bro, we're not gonna be doing this. But yeah.
I've worked with a few
all
borderline
this other
scientists
stuff.
myself. You know the type.
Keep this shit up,
Consumed
you know.
by their ambition and curiosity.
Because, you know, I'm not your boyfriend, dude. So I'm gonna be doing all that.
Hello, Hunter.
Yeah, we've been working through that. She's been going through her shit, and I'm like, well, you know, I'll try to be there for you with certain stuff, but there's like some things I don't like that you like to do, and I'm just like, nope, no, I'm not gonna.
Who's a good girl? It is my Charlie girl.
Oh no, no.
Could we?
I, like I said, I'm taking a step back on a lot of shit. So,
can you?
Yeah. So blah blah blah. I want you to fucking hang out with. Nope. Don't like that cat. Don't like that cat either. Fuck that. Oh, I want you to. Nope. Not going out with you to fucking shut up. Hate it there. I don't like none of the people there. I don't like the fucking bar. Don't ask me to go. You want to go out and do some other shit? Maybe. And that's a maybe. You know? Oh, you want to do this? No, I'm not in. Oh, you want to do this thing? I'm not into that shit. Nope. Just taking that stance with a lot of shit, man. No, dude. I can keep doing all this fucking dumb shit. And I'm literally like, basically was like, I'm not gonna keep doing all this stuff because now at this point, like, I got my own shit going. And like I said, we're not.
My lucky day, huh?
We're not fucking around. We're not dating. So, with that being the case, I'm not gonna keep fucking putting my neck out to do all this stuff. And I still gotta take care of my shit. I still have a house to take care of. I still got my literal fucking career I'm working for. And, bro, you good. You good. Figure your shit out. I'm not gonna abandon you or anything, but like, yeah, I'm not gonna be all just constantly be there for you. We're not gonna do that. Unless, yeah, right. Unless you're gonna make a choice, which, you know, obviously she doesn't want to do. All right then. Well, you don't want to make that choice, then I'm gonna be over here chilling. I hope you find somebody that is good for you and well fucking do all this other shit. I don't see it happening, but hey.
All right then.
Good luck. You know. It's kind of my stance on it. But yeah, I'm just really just staying fucking for it. Like hell, we just said the other night. The president's in town. They're about to go out, and even he was like, Yeah, we go. I'm leaving at this time. Like I'm leaving at 11:30. Period. And she's like, yeah, I'm only gonna stay there for a little bit. And like, she's full of shit. And I can tell he's thinking the same thing because he's like, yeah, I think we should take separate cars. She's like, why? I think we should take separate cars. I was like, yeah, bro, because you're gonna be fucking trying to get her to leave, man. I do that every time I go out with her somewhere. Like, dude. I'm just waiting until she asks me why I won't go out with her. I'm just waiting for that because then I'm just gonna drop it on her. Like, she's not gonna like it. You want to know why I don't like going with you anywhere? Okay, here's the deal. that, and then also, like, if I go out with someone somewhere, we're hanging out. You don't like to do that. You like to hang out with everybody. And I'm like, yo, that's cool that you want to hang out with people, but don't do that when you're inviting me somewhere. Do that on your own fucking time. Yeah.